What's going on YouTube? azneyeswhitedragon here. So this is the new Gladiator Beast build that I'm running. I like it. It's relatively consistent and I just have a lot of fun playing it. So we'll get on with the deck list and I'll explain some of the things as I go along. So 1 Bestiari, 2 Darius, 2 Equest, 3 Lanisa, 3 Laquari, 1 Rediari, 1 Sam Knight. Now the reason why I'm running Sam Knight is because it combos well with the Lance, just because I can tag out for him at any time. If I feel like, there's nothing to destroy on the field, nothing to remove, I just tag out for Sam Knight. I mean, normally people will go for Laquari just because it's high attack, but I like to go for Sam Knight. Then sometimes my opponent thinks they can run over it, and then at that point I can just activate Forbidden Lance or a Shrink, and then I get to, add any GB card. Sometimes I don't have a Chariot. It's just kind of nice to help to add another card. And then Dark Hole, and then 3 Forbidden Lances. Now I like 3 Lances because it combos well with Lanista and the Quarry, because that makes their attack essentially 26, because it makes anything your opponent has go down 800. So it just works against Stardust, so it's pretty nice. And then you got 3 Proving Grounds just so you can make this deck more consistent and not have any other cards that can clog. And there's only 13 monsters, so basically it's giving you 15 monsters, plus you have the duality, so it's really nice to open up with 1 Gladiator Beast card, 1 thing to protect yourself with, like a Forbidden Lance or a Shrink. And then Starlight Road is always good to open up with, which is why I'm also running dualities, which works really well because it allows GBs to push very fast, because if you have a GB on the field and maybe you don't have any other monsters in your hand, you summon a GB, and if they activate Torrential or Mirror Force, you kind of lose from that. And the Starlight Road just helps allow you to get those pushes in. And then we got your Heavy Storm, so you can clear the backdrop, then the Monster Reborn, and then 3 Duality, and then 3 Shrink, which I really like. It allows you to Duality into your Glad, and then you can set up to tag out on your opponent's turn. Going first in Glads is very good, and if your opponent summons like a Thunder King, tries to run over your thing, you Shrink, and then you can remove Thunder King, or you can tag out for something that might help you out later. And then 1 Random Deep Prison. I kind of like against Christia. You can take maybe a Smashing Ground over Deep Prison, but sometimes just removing the Christia is better. Even though you can activate your War Chariot so Christia doesn't top deck. And then you have your 3 War Chariots, your 7 Tools, then the 3 Solemn lineup, then 3 Starlight Roads, and then Torrential. I'm not really digging Mirror Force too much, kind of because I want my opponent to be able to attack, and then I just chain. And then Torrential is just really good because when your opponent tries to synchro for something that you really don't have answers to, you just Torrential. And then the random 7 Tools, I kind of like this card. Works pretty good against, sometimes when you're making a push, or, they have Solemn. Like, if you 7 Tools of Solemn, it pretty much makes it game, especially when you, activate, like, a Forbidden Lance or a Shrink, and then they Solemn. 7 Tools is a pretty good answer for that, because then they go so minus. And then for the extra deck, we got a Chimera Tech, just in case someone summons a Cyber Dragon, and you can Reborn another, machine monster, pretty darn good. And then 1 Esadary. I don't really go for this that often, because this card can't tag out. And then we have 2 Geysers, which is pretty good. It has that awesome effect. And then 1 Herc. Herc is okay. And then we have a Catastor, a Black Rose, Brinax, Scrap Dragon, 2 Stardust Dragons, even though we do play 3 Starlight Road. If you could activate all 3 Starlight Road, I'm pretty sure you've already gamed your opponent. So that's the reason why I'm not running that many. I opted to run Double Roach just because it works quite well with Darius, because Darius gets back any Glad, and then you just get Roach out. So I get him out quite often. And plus you have relatively good protection in this deck, so you don't have to worry about Roach just getting ran over by like a Jane or anything like that. And then a Utopia, pretty good too, but generally I go for Roach once I already establish control, because if they try to summon like Gale half and then attack, I can half their Gale, or I can lance their Gale. It just works really nice. I like that card. And plus the Glads still go to the graveyard, so like if you get Darius, get back Bestiari, and for whatever reason you don't go for a Geyseris, maybe they don't have a field, it's good to go for Roach, and then once your Bestiari gets back to the grave, eventually later on in the game you can tag out for a Darius and still get your Bestiari, and then you can go for Geysers later on. But be careful with going for the Geysers, because a lot of people are maining Starlight Road. But thanks for watching, guys. azneyeswhitedragon signing out.